Hello and welcome to Magic Mondays episode 9 on the 8th of November 2010. We've got a great show for you today. As many of you may know, the theme parks have now shut for this year. So the next few weeks of shows, or the next couple of months of shows, will be a little bit, boring basically. So over the next couple of weeks I'm going to be adding in new features to the shows to keep them nice and fresh over the closed season, as obviously there's not going to be as much news. So we'll head over and crack on with the news from Merlin theme parks and attractions. First up is that the Alton Towers fireworks display started on the 5th of November, right through to the 7th of November. The fireworks display this year was awesome. It was 30 minutes long. I wasn't there, sadly, to look at it, but with what I've seen of it and what I've heard of it, it's been their best display they've ever done, you know, in the whole 30 years of the park. They haven't really done many fireworks displays, but this is, you know, got to be one of their best. 30th anniversary of the park, so they decided to go out with a bang. And of course, on the 7th of November, the theme park shut. It was the last day of the season for Alton Towers, and that does bring us to the fact that all theme parks in Britain, well, most of them, are shut from now on until March next year. Of course, Alton Towers will open in the Winter Wonderland, where the hotels get a few rides, small kids rides, and you can have tours around the park in the winter. And of course, February half term, the Thorpe Park will be shut right up until Media Day next year, and of course, main open day, along with Chessington. Chessington will be the same. Chessington is open every now and then with zoo days, where the zoo is open, and the hotels. That's about it, really. The news, not much has been happening. All we know is that the theme parks are now shut, so there's not going to be as much news over the next few weeks, apart from the odd construction updates from Storm Surge and the apparent Shrek 4D land with fairy tale land and stuff. We don't know if that's true, but we'll tell you as soon as we know. So now we're going to crack on with the site news. First up in the site news this week is that I'd like to remind you that on the 1st of January 2011, or New Year's Eve at about 12 o'clock, midnight, we are going to be unveiling our brand new site design, along with many new features and sections. Just like to say, work on this is going very well. Pocket Mania has been redesigned. Obviously it's not online yet. Redesigned that at the weekend. The main site is nearly all redesigned. We're working on loads of other stuff, and hopefully even more stuff than I originally anticipated, because, well, everything's getting done so quickly. Also, the main site's going to have a big clean-up. I'd also like to remind you all that I might not have told you this before, that Merlin Mania does have a live radio. We are teamed up with RCM on rollercoastermad.com on our radio. We both share a radio with a chat room. You can go on there, listen to a live radio of many DJs quite a few times of the week. I haven't been doing many shows lately due to technical problems, but I hope to be starting doing them soon once again. And of course, you can go and join the chat. So if you want to listen to the radio, head over to merlinmania.com/radio, .html on the end for it to work, or just click on Vent Zone and radio. You can listen to it on there on the Radio Deck player. That's it for the site news. Once again, not much has been happening, but the forum's always quite lively, so head over there, sign up. There's always someone online most of the time who you can have a chat with. We're going to be launching some new features over the next couple of weeks to keep it all fresh in the winter season. That's about it really for the site. Not much has been happening, but now we're going to head over to Yorview. Last week in Yorview, I asked you, do you think that 2010 has been a good season or not? We've had 4 responses, so here are the responses. Aaron Pullen says, I think 2010 was a great year for Merlin theme parks. The success of both 13 and Wild Asia was outstanding. Even if 13 didn't live up to its billing, 2011 I feel won't be as good as this year as 2010, but I think the Storm Surge looks great, and whatever Alton Towers do will bring in the crowds. Totally agree. I think 13 did live up to the standards, but obviously not the standards of enthusiasts. Resource Man put, I think 2010 was a mixed bag. Alton Towers, although I'm not the biggest fan of 13, I do think it's a good ride, and the re-theme of that area worked really well. Wild Asia looked amazing. I only went to Thorpe once this year and unfortunately couldn't go and saw live as I couldn't be bothered to queue. I do agree the queues get very long for that. So for the most part, pretty good. 2011 will be exciting with new attractions for Thorpe and hopefully some interesting planning permissions to discuss. So yeah, obviously Merlin Mania will keep you updated on all planning applications and construction basically of next year's new attractions. The Loft TV says, I think 2010 has been a massive season for Alton Towers. I love 13 and I think everyone should make the most of what we've had this season, as I don't think we'll have another one as big for quite a while until possibly 2013 and 2014, of course with Alton Towers SW7. But I think next year, oh no, not next year, yeah, next year we'll have obviously the construction of Thorpe's 2012 coaster, and then 2012 will obviously have the coaster. Theme Park Fan says, I think 2010 has been a great year for the parks. The new additions on all of them, at them all, and one of the best Fright Nights, Scarefest and Halloween Hocus Pocuses ever. I totally agree. Went to all three and they was all pretty good. I really enjoyed them all. Scarefest this year was awesome, along with Fright Night. Didn't think too much of Hocus Pocus. I'm most looking forward to 2012 with Thorpe Park are rumoured to be getting a new large coaster. Yeah, it's totally true. On the medium term development plan, Thorpe are meant to be getting a new coaster which is apparently higher than Stealth, which could be pretty cool, as Stealth is pretty big. Anyway, this week I'm going to ask you, obviously because the theme parks are now shut and we've got a long 4 or 5 months of no theme parks, very sadly, do you think theme parks should be open all year? Obviously Alton Towers does have Winter Wonderland and February half term. Do you think theme parks should try and stay open all year with certain attractions open and certain shut? Do you think this could be possible? We've had a discussion about this on the forums, so if you want to go over there and see what been written, head over to the forums, and I believe it's under Anything Merlin in there. So post that below, either send me an email at sam@merlinmania.com, put it on our Facebook page, or put us on it our Twitter page, which is @merlinmania. Yeah, remember to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. I'll see you again next week on the 15th of November 2010 for episode 10, along with some new features for next week's show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week.